Hi there, Leonard Parker here. In today's video, I'm going to go over some best practices for sales videos for your restoration business. And I thought this would be a good topic. I know quite a few of you who may be watching already are doing video for your digital marketing campaigns. And maybe you're just trying to find some new ideas or ways to tweak your current videos so that they are better optimized and more engaging for your prospects. And I know there also may be another group that's watching that's maybe considered video, but for whatever reason, whether you think it's expensive or you're just not good on camera, that you haven't pursued that and added it to your marketing strategy. And I hope by the end of this video, you're convinced that video is indeed something that you should include in your marketing, and it's not as difficult as you may think. So why should you use video for getting more restoration leads? Well, first off, your target prospect can see your face and starts developing trust. And sure, it's not the same as meeting someone in person, but right away, that prospect will know your team's or your team members' mannerisms, kind of their tone of voice, and either those are really going to resonate with that prospect or not. And you don't want to wait and show up at the person's house and they just turned off by superficial things that they could have been filtered out even before that. So that's a great way to start building that trust with your target customer. Limits price shopping. So if you do videos the way I'm going to go over in this presentation, it's really going to engage the viewer, and it's going to get them to really want to call you and almost feel like an old friend. So this is going to limit price shopping, those folks who are kind of jumping from website to website to see kind of where they can get the best deal. Because they, again, going back to number one, they feel that they know you, there's some connection there. Upsell opportunities, and this is a direct result of number one. Again, you're building that relationship. So when you already have some type of connection with that prospect, it becomes much easier to upsell other services that your restoration business may offer. Number four, and this is very important if you are using any type of digital marketing strategies, video improves the conversion rate for your landing pages. Again, video is probably the best way to engage a prospect. And so when you put together a good video, they're more likely to give you a call or submit their information for a quote. So again, that's going to improve your conversion rate. Then number five, video makes your website or landing page a lot more user-friendly. No one likes reading through a wall of text, especially on their mobile phone. So video is a great way to kind of break up that text. And it might be the only content you need on the page to get that conversion, to get them to contact you. So these are some best practices and guidelines for your sales videos. So focus on an 80-20. And I know that the traditional idea is that you have to go out, get an expensive videographer and pay, $1,000+ for a video. And there's definitely great videographers out there that do great work. And no way is this, disrespect towards them. But let's say maybe you're just starting off, or you just don't have the budget to justify that expense. Use your iPhone. Some of the newer models of iPhones, they have great quality video where you can easily use these in your marketing campaign. They look professional, but they still kind of give that amateur kind of perspective where that may resonate with some of your audience. Use 3 to 4 takes. So this doesn't have to be an all day long activity. Maybe practice a few times what you're going to say, who's going to be included in the video. And this process shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to an hour. So if you really want to, make this a regular part of your marketing strategy, maybe something you can do regularly to add to YouTube or add to your social media profiles. But for for the sake of this video, we're just focused on a sales video. Just knock it out in an hour. Just some of the basics. And just a heads up, I'm going to go over an example where I'm going to share a video example of a company I think that are implementing many of these best practices that I'm about to go through. So the basics. So you should use 2 or more people on the screen, and then you should have one additional person who's off camera who's acting as the interviewer. So basically, the interviewer is going to be asking the folks on camera different questions, and they're going to be answering them. And the interviewers, if you're using an iPhone or mobile phone, the interviewer can be the same person who's filming. That's fine. Split up the talking between the interviewer and the folks on camera. So I would say a 60-40 split with the folks on camera doing a bit more talking is a really good ratio to go by. And make sure that the folks you do have on camera, they are taking turns answering questions. Now, if you're a larger operation where you have a dedicated salesperson, it might be also a good idea to put them on the camera as well, because they're going to be, the first point of contact for that prospect. So it's great if they already kind of have that introduction on camera before that customer calls you and your salesperson picks up the phone. These are some of the key talking points. So who you are, so name of your company, your names, what you do, and why should the customer choose you. And on the next slide here, I'll go into some points for that last bullet on some things you might want to mention when you're trying to articulate why that prospect should choose you. Keep in mind the length. So you want the video long enough to properly answer each of these questions, but you want to keep it short and sweet because, again, people don't have a ton of time to watch your video. So try to keep it around 90 seconds. I think that's a really good length to shoot for. You want to make sure, and this might be obvious, but you want to make sure that you wear your uniform so everyone is dressed the same, and you use your company vans or trucks as a backdrop for the video. Now, some more details on your different talking points, and these is really focused on the question on why should that prospect choose your restoration business. So first, you want to acknowledge that there are other competitors, but you want to briefly mention things that set your company apart. So maybe it's years of experience. Maybe your team has been doing this for 50 plus years. So you're experts and pretty much can handle any problem that comes up. You want to incorporate some risk reversals. So the best way to do this is, satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, or, we keep working until you're satisfied with the job, whatever makes sense for your business and the service that you're promoting. But you want to make sure that you have some way to where the customer, the prospect may already have some reluctance. Maybe they have read different stories about damage restoration companies and kind of their work, or carpet cleaning companies, whatever service you're offering. And you kind of want to know those pain points, and you should, since you work with these customers every day, you're in the industry, and you want to have some type of way to reverse that risk for your prospect. You want to mention social proof. So have you or your company won any local awards for your service? Do you have a ton of 5-star reviews? Do you only have 5-star reviews? Those are the type of things that you want to mention when you're trying to share a bit of social proof that, okay, if these 100 customers have been happy with our services, there's a good chance that you will be too. These are some other fine points for a great video. You want to find some kind of way to hit an emotional chord with whoever's watching a video. And with 90 seconds, probably the best way to do that is to incorporate humor. So with that said, it might be a good idea if you have someone on your team who's just naturally funny, they just have a knack for getting people to smile and laugh, it might be a good idea to include them in the video. But let's just say that isn't the case. Maybe you're still a very small team. Awkwardness also works well. Awkwardness can be funny. I think I'm very awkward on camera, but of course I'm still doing these videos because some people find it funny. So yeah, even awkwardness can work. Use an ostentatious call to action. So basically, do something so, outlandish that people are going to pay attention. Um, and this is, really important for Facebook because as you probably seen, Facebook ads, especially on video, they're muted by default. But if you're doing something crazy in the video, that's going to catch someone's attention. So I think a good example there is dancing. And you'll see in the example video what I mean there. And then you want to use team members that reflect the area you're targeting. So what I mean here is if you live in a very diverse area with many different ethnicities, it's a good idea to reflect that on camera. So have team members with different ethnicities on your screen. If you know that many of your prospects and customers are women, it's a great idea to include a female team member on your on the screen. If the opposite is true, where there isn't much diversity or it's mostly a male dominated, as far as your customer base, then you definitely want to reflect that in your video. Now, finally, we get to the example video. So let me open this up here on YouTube. So this company is America's Pure Clean. They're a franchise based out of Southern Maryland, and they do pressure washing. So I'll start here from the beginning, and I'll pause when I want to really point out different things that they're doing in the video. Okay, so right off the bat, they introduce who they are, their names, and also the name of the company. As you can see here, they have one of their work vans here as a backdrop. And then you see the interviewer, he's also the cameraman, very loud and, you can hear him. So that's another thing I didn't mention. Make sure your audio is good as well, so it's very easy to hear. So pretty much answering the question, what do they do? So pretty straightforward. And the guy, he had a little bit of a slip up there, but this doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is you want to engage the viewer and get them to call you. Okay, so if I'm a prospect and I need some pressure washing services or any services that they offer, okay, if I'm not happy with the work, I get my money back. So that sounds good to me. Social proof. So he mentioned it. They have a ton of great reviews, no four-star reviews. So that's a good sign that these guys are legit and might be a good provider. So see the guy dancing, but you see kind of what they're drawing attention to is the phone number here. So that's really the main point of this video. They want you to call them, and they're pretty much drawing attention. He's kind of squatting, looking down, and he's kind of dancing in place. So pretty good. Yep. So pretty straightforward there. Um, as far as what takes what it takes to make a good video. Now, how can you use your sales videos in your marketing execution online? And these are some ideas to get started. I definitely don't want to limit your creativity. If you have an idea that that isn't listed here, go for it and test it out. But Google Ads, of course, you incorporate them into your landing page. So this will really help with engagement. And of course, if you have ran ads, and are you currently running ads or have ran ads in the past, you know how important those usability metrics are for your ads, and how much you're paying per click. And then really what's most important, video really is going to help improve your conversion rate. So you're going to get a lower cost per conversion, which obviously more leads within the same budget is obviously beneficial for your business. YouTube ads. So YouTube is on the Google network, but you can use these as YouTube ads. And I'll actually have a future video where I do a deep dive into YouTube ads. Facebook ads. So very similar to YouTube ads, you can use your video as your ad creative. And you've probably seen this before. I mentioned it earlier where you have the video, it's muted by default, but it's one way to promote your business with Facebook ads. SEO optimization. So kind of similar to Google Ads, but for different reasons. You can incorporate your sales video into your homepage. Typically, that's going to be the most trafficked page on your website and going to be the highest ranking page on your website. So most people are going to find you on your homepage. Or if it's a video about a specific service, then you might just want to put that on the page for that specific service. The video, if someone is sitting there watching for 70, 80, 90 seconds, it's going to increase your average time on site, which is a positive engagement metric. Your bounce rate. So, if you're put together a great video, you engage them, there's a good chance they're going to give you a call, submit their information, or at least, look around other pages on your website so that so that your bounce rate goes down. And then conversion rate. The more conversions, the better. And then your email marketing campaign. So in the local domination series, I mentioned email marketing as a great tool to build relationships with your prospects and current customers. And video is a great first touch with prospective customers. So maybe they haven't met everyone on the team, or they don't know much about your company. Maybe they just met you out and about. Video is a great way to kind of, as I mentioned earlier, start building that relationship and building that trust with your target prospect. So if you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at the number here on the slide. The number is also listed in the video below, or the description below, so just scroll down. And hopefully this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.